What's up everyone, Jay here from DS Tech Media, and last month we got Ubuntu 22.04, a brand new long-term support release, 22 for the year and 04 for the fourth month, which is April. But we're not going to be looking at Ubuntu, we're going to be looking at an unofficial distribution based on Ubuntu, developed and maintained by a 12-year-old boy. That is Ubuntu Unity. And if you're not familiar, from 2010 to 2017, Ubuntu had its own unique desktop environment called Unity. It featured lots of unique features solely found on Unity. And in 2018, they officially switched to GNOME Shell instead. But a young developer by the name of Rudra Saraswat has forked Unity and kept it alive. This is particularly interesting to me because back in 2014, I first started using Linux with Ubuntu and the Unity 7 desktop. Unity was a big part of what made me want to use Linux in the first place. So it's kind of exciting to get to show you this desktop environment. Okay, so you can get Ubuntu Unity at ubuntuunity.org, all one word. Here we are, the default Unity desktop. I'm going to start by opening up the settings. So if we go over here to appearance, we can change the wallpaper. I kind of like this one. Also under the look tab here, I'm going to go ahead and enable workspaces. We now have the classic Ubuntu workspace switcher. Here is the dash, kind of the central component of the Unity desktop. I have all the different lenses down here. So we've got the home lens, applications lens, documents, video lens, music lens, and photo lens. So one thing I found was a problem. None of my files that I preloaded into here just to demonstrate this feature were showing up because you have to have the lenses installed. So if you do a sudo apt search Unity lens, these three were missing: Unity lens music, Unity lens photos, and Unity lens video. So if you just do a sudo apt install Unity lens music photos videos, it'll install those three and you'll have that working. Honestly, it's a little upsetting that they didn't have those installed because it's kind of a part of the desktop and seems like it should have been there. But you can do searches for your music, videos, etc. and so forth, and the album art that's available will show up here. As far as applications, we've got just about everything you'd find on a regular Ubuntu, Firefox, disk management stuff, utilities, additional drivers. We've got the Atrial document viewer, Pluma text editor for doing coding or editing config files. If you want to do Microsoft Office type stuff, it includes LibreOffice, Suite, Writer, Calc, Impress. For a video player, we've got VLC installed by default, which is pretty cool. So for email client, they have for Thunderbird Mail. There's a torrent client for downloading torrents, which is transmission, a Remina remote desktop clients, Rhythmbox, which is actually my preferred music player. For our file manager, instead of Ubuntu's Nautilus, we have the Nemo file manager, which is typically found in the Mate desktop environment. And for viewing photos, we've got the Shotwell viewer as well as the Eye of Mate. These are just for viewing photos. Anytime you have Shotwell Viewer installed, you also have the Shotwell Photo Manager itself, which is a really great application because it allows you to crop, rotate, enhance, or manually adjust color and tint and everything. It can also work with raw photos from your camera, and I believe it can even import from your camera, and helps you sort, organize everything. One of my favorite applications. Other things unique to Unity. You'll notice we do not have the file edit preferences menu. It's actually up here in the top, depending on which window you select, kind of like on Mac OS. If you do not like that, you can change that from the settings under appearance, behavior, show menus for a window in the Windows title bar or in the menu bar where it's at right now. So if we switch that, they then appear in the top of the window. You can also change the visibility. You can have it display when hovering or be always displayed. Just a matter of preference. Another unique feature that people really loved about Unity is the heads-up display. Simply tap the Alt key. We get the heads-up display up here in the top left. This is awesome because whatever window you have open, it will show you whatever you're looking for. So type in edit, all uppercase, lowercase, insert date and time, select all, paste edit, preferences, and it opens the Pluma preferences. And that works for any application that you have open. If you hit the Super and W key, it'll spread all of your windows out. And with the workspaces, when we open this up, we can literally just grab windows and drag them between this giant set of workspaces. So that is pretty cool. Also under settings, we have the online accounts tab. You can sign into your Google, your Nextcloud, Microsoft, Flickr, Foursquare, and Microsoft Exchange. And then they have IMAP and SMTP and enterprise login for Kerberos. But not bad as far as online accounts integrations go. Another important application that's already installed that you would normally have to install for other desktops is the Unity Tweak Tool. In the Tweak Tool, you can transform Unity in so many ways. So we've got launcher, so we can set it to auto hide, and that makes the launcher disappear over there. We can also adjust transparency of the launcher, and we can have the color based on wallpaper or set it to a custom color. Can even change where it locates, so left or bottom. We can change the size of the icons if we want to. We've also got a few different animations. So there's an urgent animation and a launch animation. Under search, we've got some options here, and that applies to the search panel. We can have it search online sources, enable searching of files, turn the background blur on or off for the transparency of the panel, and we can also make it active or static. Under panel, we can change the transparency level and set it to be opaque with maximized windows. So we maximize the window and it becomes opaque. Change it between 12 and 24 hour time. Can include seconds, the date, the weekday. We've got options here for if the heads-up display will remember your commands. We've got options for window snapping. So if you take a window and drag it over to the side, it will snap to half of the screen. So we can even have like the top right corner or bottom right corner. It'll snap to the top right corner or the bottom right corner. Lots of configuration. We can also set the corners and sides to do other things. Toggle desktop, show workspaces, window spread, spread all windows, and we've got a bunch of title bar configurations, etc. and so forth. We've also got themes. So we've got Yarrow Unity and Yarrow Unity Dark. And they actually load us up with a bunch of icon themes as well, which all of these different Yarus will make more sense if we have the files open. So this one is Yaru Bark Dark, Yaru Blue Dark, Magenta, Magenta Dark, Olive Dark, Prussian Green Dark, Purple Dark, Red Dark, Sage Dark, Yaru Unity, Yaru Viridian, and Yaru Viridian Dark. Got some other ones here, like this is Humanity, which is the old Ubuntu low color, red glass, and of course you can always install other ones as well. There's also some security and scrolling options, but yeah, lots of configurability in the tweak tool here, so that's definitely something you're gonna want to check out. And last but not least, instead of the Ubuntu Software Center, we get the GNOME Software Center, which is essentially an app store. And there are tons of apps available. We've got Discord. And up in the top right here, we've got a switcher for all the different versions available. So there's 3 different snap packages available for Discord. Let's see. Let's go to GIMP. We can install the Flatpak version, the standard deb version, and 3 different snap versions, which I really love this feature. I think that's awesome. I really do like that. And we've got Skype, snap, or deb version. Bitwig Studios in here as a flat hub. Tons of previews as far as the images and everything go. And if you scroll down, it's got download sizes, lets you know what the program can access. So this can read and write all your data, uses a legacy windowing system, works on desktops and laptops only, and has an age rating. Also lets you know it's proprietary and not open source, and has links to the website and the help section of the website, and has reviews from other users. So really like the GNOME Software Center that they include. You can also do all of your software updates and system updates through the Software Center. Click here to go to, you can click over here to go to software repositories, and it brings up the official repositories. You can also add PPAs or personal package archives through here and set up your live patch or updating the kernel without restarting. There is also the additional drivers for your graphics cards, Wi-Fi, etc., and so forth. So yeah, that is Ubuntu Unity. It's kind of like a time machine and brand new at the same time. I really enjoy using it, and I think it's actually not a bad place for beginners to start. I really wish they would have included the Unity lenses in the dash, because I mean, that's kind of a central part of the system, but the whole thing is very nostalgic to me. Brings me back to 2014 when I first started using Ubuntu. Reminds me of why I fell in love with using Linux in the first place. If it weren't for Ubuntu with Unity, I don't know if I would be making these videos for you here today, because Ubuntu really sort of reignited my creativity, and that's part of why I try to expose people to it. So there you go, there's my quick look at Ubuntu Unity, bringing you all the features people love from the original Unity, powered by Ubuntu 22.04, and featuring the updated technology of Ubuntu 22.04. Highly recommend it, and I think it's a decent place for a new user to start, so I do recommend it for new users. I don't think it's that hard to get started with it. And if you made it this far in the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you want more content like this, subscribe, as I publish new videos on Linux and tech on a regular basis. Also, really appreciate it if you'd share this video with other people. That always helps me to grow, which is kind of the goal here. And I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you hate Unity? Do you love Unity? Let me know below. Once again, this is DS Tech Media. I'm Jay, and until next time, I'll see you in the next one.